right, welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here, and first of all, thank you so much for tuning in to my last video where USA shocked the world, the cricketing world, and beat Pakistan. The responses, the comments, the views, all that kind of stuff is very overwhelming. So thank you so much, especially since it had been over 200 days since our previous upload, and I had so much fun with that it got me more into this World Cup than I was before, because USA actually had a chance to make a little bit of noise. Again, I'm tapering my expectations to where they should be, but very exciting. But I knew I was going to make a video on India and Pakistan no matter what the result was. On this channel, I would say we probably have a lot more Indian fans than Pakistani fans, but still, I knew I was going to do a video on this. And this match, I mean, it did not let down whatsoever. These Pakistan-India matches seem to always be crazy. It's not always one side as far as it's always India that wins or always Pakistan that wins. If I don't have it, I probably should have, but I don't have the most recent matchups. But I want to say it's 2-2 the last 4 matchups. I could be wrong on that. But this match was crazy. Let me first say, India, after they were done batting, had no business winning this match. If you missed it, India won by 6 runs with a score of 119. They got bowled out in the 20th over or the 19th over. It says 19 over. It's supposed to be the end of the 19th over. They had no business winning this game. And before I get into my little thoughts about the recap of the match, let's give a little bit of a, I can't even think of the word. Let's give some props to my man, Mohammad Siraj, because he came in after Bumrah went down for a duck, after Jadeja went down for a duck. He was on a hat trick ball, I believe, from Ralph, right? Yeah, because Pandya went down and then Bumrah went down. I got it right in front of me. I guess I should look at it. Yeah, so he was on a hat trick ball. Let's give some credit to him. Not only was he able to not be the hat trick wicket, but he scored himself 7 runs. And by my math, if India won by 6, okay, they still would have won by 1 run, which would have been crazy. But he gave them a little bit of padding to add a little more pressure to Pakistan while they were chasing there in the death. So getting back to the fact that India had no business winning this game, they really didn't. Rohit down at the 13 runs on 12 balls. Kohli down 4 runs on 3 balls. They both had a boundary each. Whip-de-woo-doo. Pont, we'll get to him in a second. Axar ended up being the second highest scoring total. I can't believe I haven't watched or I haven't made videos on cricket. I was watching a lot of the IPL, especially with RCB and MI involved. But I don't remember when Axar became the number 4 guy, coming in at number 4 as an all-rounder. He's really, really blossomed and progressed so much. He's always had that ability to score runs, but I did not realize he was going to come in at 4. That was kind of crazy. I'm not sure if that was a kind of last-minute decision based on Kohli and Rohit going down so early. I don't know. But that was crazy. Sky did basically nothing. 7 runs on 8 balls. Dubé, 3 runs on 9 balls. Ate a lot of balls. Pandya, he was like 0 for like 6 or 7 for the first balls or whatever. He gets 7 runs. And he, which that was the one where he was almost a 6. Like, it had pretty good trajectory, but it just, he didn't get enough of it. It was kind of like a little pop of the flip of the wrist or whatever. And it was a really nice catch right out their boundary, coming in kind of parallel to the ball or perpendicular to the ball. And Iftikhar made a good catch right there. But it was crazy. They just kept losing wickets and losing wickets. They had no business winning this match. The bowling got really, really tight for Pakistan. I think they had 2 different hat trick balls by 2 different bowlers. I believe it was Amir and it was Harris Ralph, if I'm not mistaken. Amir Mohammed, once again, redemption story. He got 2 wickets. Shah, Naseem, he was like their top-notch bowler in this matchup, got 3 wickets. Ralph got 3 wickets, but he was giving up runs his first 2 overs. So the numbers look a lot better, but he was bleeding runs at first. But this Indian team, we'll get to the bowling in a second. This was crazy. Pakistan had him by the throat, and this is after India got 50 runs or so in the power play. They were rolling. They got 50 runs in the power play. I believe they got 30 runs in the next 5 overs. And then they only got 16. And I want to say they had an 8-run over in the 11th over. They only got 16 runs in the third set of 5 overs. 16 runs and like 3 or 4 wickets. It was absolutely insane. Maybe 5 wickets. Let's count exactly how much, because they had quite a bit from the past the 10th over. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 wickets in that time frame. Only 16 runs. And then they were able to add a few more runs after that to give them just enough to where they were at. But Pont, I haven't seen him since his injury. I haven't reacted to him since his injury, where he was out for a long period of time. I love Pont. Rishabh Pant is one of my favorites of all time. He always has been. I love his approach, and it was so good to see Pont do Pont in that over where he got the 3 back-to-back-to-back boundaries. That was, I couldn't think of any more Pont way of batting than that right there. The one, like, I don't know if it's considered a sweep or what it was, but he actually fell this way. He fell down after getting that behind him for a boundary. He was messing around, flicking the wrist behind him. He was trying different things that didn't work. He was trying things that did work. And at that point, I thought, okay, this is where India's really going to take off, because they still had Pandya and Jadeja, and even Arshdeep Singh can bat a little bit. They still had a lot of help, even though the openers went down so early. Pont was a lot of fun. But then he goes down, hitting a Pont shot, trying to get, because he's so... I don't want to use the word reckless. He's so aggressive. He'll just go and do what he wants. You get burned by it. You get rewarded by it. He got burned when he lost his wicket. And then the wickets were just falling like crazy. It really felt, even had a run out there for the last wicket. It really felt like India was just done. Absolutely done. I don't know what's going on with Shaheen Afridi. He still got himself a wicket early on. But I don't see him as their top-notch bowler anymore. Naseem really took that role. But Pakistan really kept the pressure. Pakistan was making the catches. There was one that you can say was maybe a drop, but he was way outstretched. It barely touched his fingers. That was a really, really difficult catch. He made his best effort on it. You can argue about angles, this and that, but they made catches. They were putting the pressure on India. It looked like it was done. It looked like, when I was going to talk about the match, I was going to praise Pakistan so much, and rightfully so. When India was batting, they were really in that situation. They bounced back from the heartbreaking loss to USA, where everyone's talking about, you're in the U.S., this is in New York, this match in particular. But it looked like it was a great redemptive match for them. You beat India. India's been coming in undefeated in the first few matches. But then just some craziness happened. Some craziness by a man named Jasprit Bumrah. This guy was Bumrah of old. This guy, they were talking about how his angle from his head to his arm being released had changed by 4 degrees from the previous World Cup, and how it's added a little bit of sharpness to this or that. He was super sharp. He was going for the throw. And when Bumrah smells that blood in the water, you can just tell he's really going for it. And he was really going for it. He was trying to get that run out. It was so close. He almost got that run out there. But he was phenomenal. 14 runs, 4 overs, 3 wickets. Absolutely phenomenal. Siraj got no wickets, but he was so inexpensive. The first 3 overs, only 10 runs. Boom. That's it. Then he got a little expensive his last one, but still only 19 runs and 4 overs for not having any wickets. That was a great day at him. And they needed to keep the run scoring down as low as possible. Pandya was expensive, but he got himself 2 wickets. Aksar got himself 1 wicket and 2 overs. Jadeja, he didn't really contribute in this match on either side. But the interesting thing about this match is you have the power play. They only had like 24 or 26 runs when they lost their first wicket, but they had not lost a wicket yet. That Babar Azam wicket, that to me was the turning point. It really was. It gave India confidence, even though Pakistan would go on to score another 31 runs before their second wicket fell. They only had 57 runs after 10 overs. That wicket, it was just a one by the captain. It really seemed like it spoke volumes. It was a great catch, fingers right under the ball on top of the grass. It's like the USA catch almost, but it was a lot different. It was there almost like in the slips where it was at. But that catch kind of just changed the tides. And I'm sitting there watching the match, and I'm just thinking, like, India, when are you going to get chased by? The 16th over, the 17th over? And they just kept seeming like they still had life, and they still had life. It was absolutely crazy. And just a little disclaimer, I am rooting completely for USA in this World Cup. How could I not? They are ultimately my number one team. I've always rooted for India. I'm always going to have a special place in my heart. But I want India to go down when USA plays them in a few days. It was such a crazy match because I did not think India was going to win this match. Rizwan is amazing, but he ate up too many balls. He ate up way too many balls, 44 balls. I'm telling you, that wicket from Bumrah just kind of like, it rocked their team. And then you had somewhat consistency for low score you're chasing with Khan, Zaman, and Imad getting, 13 or more each time. But it was only Zaman, who got a higher strike rate. Too many balls being eaten up. And then Shadab comes in. And then after that, it's just good night. Shadab, 4 runs, 7 balls. Iftikhar, 5 runs, 9 balls. Shaheen, I've seen him bat a little bit, but not today. He was not out, but he only had 1 ball, no runs. He didn't really get a chance. So I guess I thought it was a duck at first. That was my bad. Naseem, he didn't do too bad. High strike rate, only on the 4 balls. Trying the best in that final over. But it wasn't enough. It was not enough. Wickets were dropping in the 20th over. Imad's wicket dropped at the end of the 19th over. Iftikhar's wicket dropped. Those two were huge wickets. It gave India so much confidence. And the crazy thing is you're going into the final 2 overs and Pakistan needs 21 runs. I think USA was in that same situation, if I'm not mistaken, 21 or 23 runs. The win predictor still had Pakistan having a 60% plus chance of winning. And India won by 6 runs. This match was just absolutely crazy. It was one of those matches, probably the only time I can think of in the history of my life, where it was such a low-scoring match, but it was so exciting. It was so gripping. The announce, they had different announce. They had John Boy in the booth for crying out loud. I was so jealous and so excited for him. John Boy, who he's learned a lot about cricket, but he still says things like swing for the shot or whatever. He's in the booth for a few of these overs. I didn't feel like he was able to be himself. I felt like he was a little nervous. He didn't have a lot to contribute, but it was still really cool. He's in the booth with Ebony. He's in the booth with UV for crying out loud. That is super cool. I mean, New York's his backyard, but still, that was really cool to see him there. But the announcers, the different announcers were going on. They just couldn't believe what was going on. The fan base there, huge Indian fan base and a Pakistani fan base, but a huge Indian fan base. The noise was just so loud at their highs, like in their power play, and then it was just quiet for most of the rest of the game. And then it's got higher to a fever pitch over while India's bowling that death. I'm biased, but this is the best group so far of the different groups in the stages. I know Australia had a huge win against England. What else is new? I mean, England has no chance against Australia in any format. Australia's probably going to win this entire T20 World Cup because what else is new? It's kind of quiet. New Zealand got destroyed in their first matchup. You can't not tell me that Group A is not the most exciting group. You got USA and India and USA the top 2. Canada won their match against Ireland. Ireland, who knows about them? Pakistan's got 2 losses. That's just crazy. You would have thought it would have been Pakistan and India easily moving on to the next round. In Group B, Scotland, like the U.S., they have one no result, but they got 2 wins, no losses. Australia got themselves 2 wins. Namibia has got 1 win in 2 matches. England, luckily for them, they got that no result, but they got 1 loss in their 2 matches. And Oman's got themselves 3 losses. Group C, Afghanistan, high net run rate. They're just destroying their opponents. Khan and Faruqi, if I'm not saying that name right, I apologize, just taking wickets like crazy. I think Faruqi's now got a 5 and a 4 in his first 2 games. It's just absolutely crazy. West Indies got themselves undefeated. Uganda, they are making some noise, exciting for them. New Zealand's at the bottom. That's a very competitive group, but right now Afghanistan and West Indies are leading it. And then Group D, I mean, unless you're a South Africa fan, Sri Lanka's doing nothing, so that's kind of like it's kind of a giveaway. Who's going to get that second spot between Netherlands and Bangladesh? Maybe Nepal. We'll have to find out. But Group A, I mean, with U.S. being undefeated and Canada winning their match, you got all these teams besides maybe Ireland that have a legitimate chance of have an opportunity to get there. They each all still have 2 more matches left, so we'll see what happens. This match was absolutely exciting, absolutely crazy. I'm not giving it justice, but these are just some of my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, you're going to ask me in the comment section, where's Gabe? he's doing better. He's doing a lot better. He's recovering, but we're still doing some social distancing because, you know, I just got over having a serious flu for a few weeks, not COVID, thankfully, but a serious flu, and I just don't want to get it again. But I'm sure he has so many thoughts about this. And in this match, you would have thought catches win matches. It didn't work out this time. Pakistan made the majority of their catches. They bowled out India, but they still were not able to win. It's absolutely crazy. Let me know what your thoughts are. Pakistani fans, I know you've got to be disappointed. Let me know your frustrations. Indian fans, you got to be honest. You were worried about this one. Let me know what you think. Comment below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, adios.